Did you know that your hormones play a significant role in determining your weight? This is one reason why it's so important to take steps to keep them healthy. So today I will go over 5 hormones that impact your weight and give you some tips to keep them balanced. First, if you like learning holistic ways to get and stay healthy, please subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and hit the bell notification if you want to know when I post new videos. Hormones are chemical messengers in your body. They play a role in nearly every bodily process, including metabolism, hunger, and fullness. When hormones stay unbalanced for too long, it can not only cause weight gain, but health issues as well. So let's talk about 5 of the most important hormones that have an impact on your weight. The first hormone I want to discuss is insulin. Insulin is the main storage hormone in your body and is produced by your pancreas. This hormone transfers glucose from food into your cells for either energy or storage, depending on your body's needs. Insulin resistance is a condition that causes cells to stop responding to insulin. This leads to high blood sugar because the insulin can no longer move glucose into the cells. As a result, the pancreas produces even more insulin in an attempt to boost glucose absorption. Having insulin resistance can put you at risk for type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. On the other hand, being insulin sensitive can lower your risk for these health conditions. Prioritizing certain lifestyle habits can help you become more insulin sensitive. Here are my tips to improve your insulin sensitivity. Focus on eating whole foods at least 80% of your week and get the majority of your carbs from fruits, vegetables, beans, and nuts. Getting daily movement can help with insulin sensitivity as well. Choose an activity that you enjoy so you're more likely to stick with it. And getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep will help balance hormones like insulin. If you want more detail on the steps to become more insulin sensitive, I suggest watching last week's video after this one. The link to it is in the description box. The second hormone that affects weight is leptin. Leptin is your fullness hormone and works by telling your brain that you are full. But if leptin becomes unbalanced, it can result in overeating. Leptin resistance is thought to be caused by inflammation, gene mutations, and obesity. Lifestyle changes have been shown to improve leptin levels. Research shows that maintaining a healthy weight through a healthy diet can improve leptin levels significantly. Be sure you are eating plenty of protein at each meal, include lots of colorful vegetables in your meals, and limit your processed food consumption to less than 20% of your diet each week. Also, improving your sleep quality can help balance leptin levels as well. Like I mentioned earlier, try to get 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep consistently. Make sure your room is cool and dark, and stop eating at least 3 hours before bed. Getting regular exercise has also been linked to decreased leptin levels. Scheduling exercise like you would an appointment or a meeting helps many people get consistent with the habit. Okay, the third hormone that affects your weight is ghrelin. Ghrelin is essentially the opposite of leptin. It's your hunger hormone and lets your brain know when your stomach is empty and needs food. So its main function is to increase your appetite so you will want to eat. When it's working properly, ghrelin is highest before eating and lowest after a meal. Research has shown that people with obesity have low ghrelin levels but are more sensitive to its effects. This sensitivity may lead to overeating. The reason weight loss can be so difficult is that when you restrict calories, it can lead to increased ghrelin levels, which leaves you hungry. Too much calorie restriction can lower your metabolism and lead to decreased leptin levels. Basically, if you go on a restrictive low-calorie diet, ghrelin and leptin do the opposite of what we want them to do, leaving you feeling hungry all the time. To get ghrelin working the way you want it to, you need to eat only when you are truly hungry and not when you're bored, emotional, or just thirsty. When you are hungry, prioritize nutrient-dense foods like eggs, meat, fish, olive oil, nuts, seeds, leafy greens, and berries. Getting quality sleep also helps lower ghrelin levels, which is what we want to help with weight loss or avoiding weight gain. The fourth hormone that affects weight is cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone and is produced by your adrenal glands. During times of stress, cortisol triggers an increase in your heart rate and energy levels. When cortisol and adrenaline get released, it is commonly referred to as your fight or flight response. While it is important to release cortisol to help us through dangerous situations, chronic high levels may lead to health issues like heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, and weight gain. Lifestyle factors such as poor sleep habits, chronic stress, and eating a high-carb diet may contribute to high cortisol levels. To keep cortisol at a normal level most of the time, these lifestyle habits can help. One of the most important habits you can do to lower cortisol is to manage your stress. Meditation, walking in nature, and yoga can all help lower stress and lower cortisol. Having a regular bedtime schedule can also help the body relax because it knows when to wind down. Also, research has shown that a diet high in added sugars, refined grains, and omega-6 fats lead to higher cortisol levels. It suggests limiting sugar, processed grains, and processed seed oils, and adding healthy omega-3 fats to your diet. And the fifth hormone that affects weight is estrogen. Estrogen does a lot. It is responsible for regulating the female reproductive system, our immune system, the skeletal system, and vascular systems. Estrogen levels change during life stages such as pregnancy, nursing, and menopause. It also changes throughout the menstrual cycle. High levels of estrogen are associated with obesity, certain cancers, and chronic diseases. But low levels can also affect body weight and increase your risk for chronic disease. This is why it is so important to focus on maintaining healthy hormone levels. One of the major reasons high estrogen is so common now is because of synthetic xenoestrogens. Xenoestrogens are estrogen-mimicking compounds that are not produced by our body. They are found in pesticides, hormones, and plastics. To limit your exposure to xenoestrogens, choose organic produce and hormone-free meats. Also, don't heat your food in plastic containers or drink from plastic water bottles. Diets high in processed foods, refined grains, and sugar have been shown to increase estrogen levels as well. So it's best to limit your intake of these foods. Alcohol can cause blood estrogen levels to raise too. So it's also a good idea to limit your alcohol intake because it can change the way you metabolize estrogen. As you can see, hormones have a major effect on your weight and health, particularly the 5 we discussed today. It is important to have your hormones checked, especially if you are sensing something may be off. Taking lifestyle steps like the ones we talked about are essential for having healthy hormone levels. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from today. Don't forget to like the video and please share it with someone you think would find it helpful as well. And for more tips on how to optimize your health holistically, be sure to visit my website, Nutriholic.com, and follow me on social media. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.